Hello everyone, this is Bertina Amy here and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. And otherwise, welcome back to my channel. I hope you find these videos useful. In today's video, I thought I'd show you how I made this second idea of a folder. Basically decoupaging using tissue paper and Mod Podge. So all I'm doing here is taking scrap tissue paper, I'm tearing it up into little small-ish pieces, and then I'm taking the Mod Podge and putting some Mod Podge directly onto the folder, and then taking the scraps of tissue paper and layering it on top. I am also making sure to go over the edge of the folder because I do want to eventually wrap it around. So I just go ahead and go over the entirety of the folder with Mod Podge and then the scraps of tissue paper while also putting Mod Podge on top to help seal it in. And you definitely want creases in your tissue paper, and the color of it really doesn't matter because you're going to paint on top of it anyway in the colors that you wish. So once you're done with decoupaging it, go ahead and give it time to dry and then decide what your base coat's going to be. I generally like to stick with basic colors, like maybe you want to stick with like a background of black or a background of white. In this particular case, I decided to go with my black chalk paint. Make sure that you not only go ahead and allow time to dry for one part of the folder, make sure you're allowing the other parts to dry as well. In my case, I'm actually doing the entire cover as well as parts of the inside, so it does take time to allow the different parts to go ahead and dry. So I do recommend using a matte finish to your paints for this project because I've noticed in the past that if it's a little glossy, it may end up sticking to itself or other things unless you give it ample time to dry, and matte won't be an issue as far as once it's dry, it's good to go. So there is something to be said too about the way the matte finish looks. If you really like the glossy look, consider experimenting on the side with like cardboard and seeing how it dries and if it sticks to itself and whether or not that is worth it. That's what I would do if I was considering doing that. I did make some that were glossy in the past from like over a decade ago, and they worked out just fine and I didn't have any issues with them. But I would expect a little bit of wear and tear. It would take a lot more work to get it to the point where you have to replace it, because with the layers that you're putting on, it should help protect it and cause it to last longer. So once you've completely allowed your folder to dry with the base coat of your choice of matte colored finish paint, go ahead and select another color paint. And in this case, I went with Turquoise by Apple Barrel, and I really love this color. I just basically did a wash of it. I poured some into a small little Dixie cup and added water to it, and I did basically like a 1-to-1 ratio, and I used that without mixing it. I just kind of dipped my brush into it with it getting a little bit of water and a little bit of the paint and just washed it completely over the entirety of this folder. And I really like the way it looks once dried. Walmart's really inexpensive folders has this sort of indentation area for where you would expect a label to go, and I decided to take advantage of that and use my pencil to outline it. Then I took a craft knife and decided to go ahead and go around the whole entirety of the window, and I felt that it wasn't perfect, and I think that's totally okay, but you could also use something like a box cutter, which might feel kind of big but it'll work, or an X-Acto knife. Try to use what you have on hand unless you really want the proper tools. X-Acto knife might be great, or you could even use the roller cutter from Dollar Tree for $1.25. So after cutting out the window, rather than tossing out that window that I just cut out, I decided to actually keep it and tape it to an index card, and then take a clear piece of plastic, cut to size, and put that on top of it, because then it would be easier to make sure that an index card could go inside what I'm making as a pocket for the window, and that way I don't ever have to worry about the actual size of the actual card going in, and it'll always be an index card and I can always replace it and have it be a different subject. So I just used double-sided tape just to attach it, and then I tried to do my best to line up the original pattern of the folder from the window into the folder itself, if that makes sense. And I just attach it on with regular tape. And then I have that window to be able to write whatever subject I want in the center window. And honestly, let's face it, who cares what the inside of your actual folder looks like? It does not need to look perfect on the inside. And you're going to cover it up with a bunch of papers anyways. In my previous video, I cut down 2 pieces of plastic to size so that I could attach one directly to the folder and the other one directly to the index card with the original design from the window. In this case, the piece of plastic that ends up getting directly attached to the folder actually is done off camera, and I go ahead and use the window as a way to perfectly align the lettering and be able to put that into the index card in the right spot. And I think that was a great way to get through that. It's a good tip. So if you're going to make this yourself, I recommend that you do that other window last. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.